In school, you probably had an idea about who was the most likely to succeed and get rich based on their grades, extracurricular activities, and their general daily life. While their personalities got them their riches, yours may not have, and it might be because you have one of these 10 personalities that will never be rich. The talker. There's a reason the saying, "you can talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk," exists. The talker is great at talking about how to save money and can even have a solid plan that would work for most people. However, it never moves beyond an idea. They simply just theorize about saving money, talk about how it's possible, and move on to something new after some time. The best way for the talker to get over their habit and start living frugal is to write down their ideas and turn them into a plan of action. The overthinker. It's natural for people to think and even overthink. This is especially the case when it comes to saving money. But there's a major difference between someone who overthinks, and it's certainly a personality that keeps you poor. For instance, an overthinker may contemplate the idea of getting a home or placing some of their savings into the stock market, but eventually backs down on the idea because they start overthinking about how they may lose more than they'll gain. An overthinker can overcome their habits and develop new frugal habits by making a list of pros and cons to help them understand the risks and benefits involved. The lone wolf. The lone wolf is someone who likes to do things alone. While this trait can help distinguish the rich versus poor, it often causes them to struggle to get rich. The reason is that a lone wolf tries to do everything by themselves, even if they know they can't. This can ultimately cause problems that may become seriously expensive, and in the worst cases can even harm their own health. If you're a lone wolf and you're looking at how to save money, then don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. The impulse spender. It should come as no surprise that impulse spending is a really easy way to spend money. Although, you may wonder how to stop spending money if you can't help but buy impulsively. Usually, impulsive spenders use spending as a way to deal with stress. So the simplest way to overcome that is by finding a healthier and cheaper outlet for your stress, like exercise. Making this change can help you live a frugal lifestyle and save money. The unambitious. Those who are unambitious seem to have stable lives and are usually financially well off, but they're most certainly not rich. This is because unambitious people only do as much as they need to do to get the job done, and this is a personality that keeps you poor. For instance, an unambitious person may reject a promotion because it's more responsibility, or won't invest in themselves simply because they have no desire to grow. Although, if you're ambitious and want to learn how to save money and get rich, you need to find a good reason that makes you want to work harder. The victim. The victim is someone who will always blame anyone but themselves for their lack of riches. They'll say it's the fault of the system that interest rates are so high and make debts expensive, or that their parents didn't do a good job teaching them how to stop spending money. While this list goes on, they'll never take responsibility and blame themselves for the lack of frugal living. For the victim to learn to grow out of their personality of the poor, they'll need to take the leap and admit to themselves that they are responsible for their lack of riches. The know-it-all. It's hard to find someone who enjoys being around a know-it-all because you can't really have a decent conversation with them. Unfortunately for these know-it-alls, their lack of open-mindedness to other opinions and knowledge on saving money can seriously hinder their road to financial freedom. This is because they may go over tons of fantastic advice that other people have, simply because they think they know better. For a know-it-all to get rich, they need to grow beyond themselves and learn that other people have great ways to live frugally and save money. The carefree. Being carefree is often associated with someone who seems happy with their life, regardless of how much or how little they have. While this is a trait that is often sought after, it's also a personality that keeps you poor. For example, those who are carefree often live in the moment and don't plan for important things like potential emergencies that will inevitably happen to everyone. The lack of preparation can bring a carefree person deep into debt and put them in a place where being rich is fiction. Fortunately, it's relatively easy for a carefree person to practice frugal living. All they have to do is understand that even though they take every day as it comes, there are going to be events that will happen that they can't escape no matter what. So being prepared can help make those moments something special instead of something stressful. The lazy. Being lazy is a type of personality that keeps you poor. For instance, a lazy person will sit and watch Netflix all evening instead of taking the time to learn something new or start a side hustle. They'll also avoid budgeting simply because it's too much work. Unfortunately, no rich person is lazy, but often very organised and hard-working. So, for the lazy person to get rich, they'll need to slowly learn frugal habits by taking it one day at a time. The quitter. There are times when quitting something is the right choice regarding financial independence. But that's not the case for the quitter. The quitter will often leave jobs quickly or give up on awesome goals for various reasons. Unfortunately, quitting isn't associated with frugal living and will impede someone's ability to get rich because they can't keep a steady income. The quitter can become rich when they can face the fact that life won't always be easy, and there will be days that are tough.